So, and because that's not provocative enough, you're like fighting with someone on Facebook.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I get on Facebook. Today I posted it on, I need to post it on Instagram and Twitter. But I posted it and it basically shows that like somebody 5 different times to 5 different photos reported me to Facebook. And then because if someone reports me, I have it set up to where Facebook will notify me and they'll be like, you can either delete this photo or, inquire more. And I'm like, I'm going to fight this. No, I'm not going down with a fight because they really can't bust me unless I'm showing nipple or like something really super provocative because all of my nude stuff is implied nudes. And, I think the human body is gorgeous and I think that it's me expressing myself and it's empowering the women because, I'm built like a woman. And, so excuse my language, but fuck 'em. I am who I am. And I want to be who I am, and I don't think that Facebook should be able to run my life like that. And whoever's out there obviously does not have a life who's reporting these photos, but I'm getting the biggest kick out of them not succeeding because they're still up. They're still up. I'll have to post them, but yeah. I like the controversy. It cracks me up because these people care so much, and it's like,
I find it fascinating that we live in a time that, okay, so we're so incredibly technologically advanced. We're connected with everybody in the world. We have all developed friendships with people across the ocean somewhere.
right.
We're very educated. We have information at our fingertips. And we're still, to some extent, caught up in very archaic and very destructive thought patterns. For instance, people in general still like to refer to women as being whores or sluts. It's a cut down.
Oh, absolutely. Being proud of your sexuality is so important in a person. I think in a person's life, because honestly, before whenever I was really keeping who I was quiet, I was really miserable. I'm happier, wearing my heart on my sleeve and doing what makes me happy. And I just came to the point where I just don't care what people think anymore. Because once you start caring what people think, you start living their miserable lives, and I am not going to do that.
And it's so incredibly wise, but it fascinates me that we still have lurking. Well, in Massachusetts, it's illegal to swear in public.
What?
They passed a law that it's illegal. It may be a certain town or city, I can't remember, but the thought that you would give one word more power than another when all it is a word.
I know. What the hell?
What the fuck?
Seriously, I was playing at I was playing the what's it called? Mardi Gras festival here in front of 35,000 people, which blew my mind here in Nashville. And when I got off stage, they were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you did that!" And I'm like, "What? What happened? Wait, what happened? Really?" And they're like, "You dropped the F-bomb." And I'm like, "What? When?" I didn't even notice. And I guess my bassist is like, "Yeah, you said, do you guys want to fucking rock?" And I'm like, "That's not bad. That was positive." And apparently it was funny because like people came up to me and they're like, "Oh my God, you're so brave. You're so brave." And I'm like, no. I wasn't trying anything. I was just being myself. It's like, it's so funny that even to this day that there's no wake-up call. People don't realize that. I don't know. I just feel like the people like Janis Joplin, the people like John Lennon, they were fighting for their right to be themselves. And I just think it's so ironic that in our lives, and we have different personalities and different minds and different souls, that we actually have to worry about not being who we want to be and who we are deep down inside because of what other people think. So I say, just say screw it and be yourself. Run around naked if you want. Just don't get arrested. Don't get...
I totally agree with you. We are still allowing superficial nonsense.
Yeah, it's so terrible.
And we're allowing things like religious institutions and political institutions to tell us how to think and how to live. Why are we doing that?
Yeah, and it's
Why
just
are we
like
allowing anyone to have control over our thoughts?
absolutely, and that leads into the whole marijuana situation. I think it's the most foolish law in the world, and I'll go down, seriously, I'll go down fighting for it because I believe in it, and I think it's not a drug. I think it's an herb, and herbs
It
are
grows
used.
naturally. It's
Yeah,
not a
it's
drug.
it's not, and it's not about just getting high. I mean, you're smoking an herb, which means you're connecting to the universe. It's opening your mind. I mean, it really feeds you in a very rewarding way. I mean, it helps me think of great lyrics. It makes me
Hmm.
loving. It makes me humble. It grounds me. It makes me feel closer to the earth. And that there's like there's nothing wrong with any of that, you know?
There isn't anything
I've
wrong with
never
that.
heard of a guy smoking so much weed that he went home and kicked his girlfriend's ass. I've never heard of that. However, it's like he'll walk into a bar and drink a bunch of Jack and then
Yep.
go beat the shit out of her, but that's legal? Like, so it's
Right.
like, wow, we're in the middle of another prohibition. It's another one.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
I feel like since I have access to reach so many people, I feel like I want to be an advocate for the cause, you know? This is a part of my lifestyle and it's who I am and I feel like I shouldn't have to hide it.
What's the worst that would happen if
I could
everyone smoked a little weed? World peace would break out? I mean, isn't that horrible?
Everyone would just like
And
spend
nobody
a ton
would
of money on
really
food.
care. There'd be nothing to fight about. Everybody'd be whatever, man.
I think it would create a lot more peaceful environment. It would make people
Yes.
love each other more. And I
Yeah.
don't know, just legalizing that, just because of the whole fight it's going to really change a lot of people's lives. And it's actually a win-win. It's good for the environment. You can use the hemp for clothing. I mean, there's so many uses for it. And for health things too. It's such a wonderful thing we're given on this earth. And it's made out to be this monstrous thing,
The
like
thing to me,
reefer madness.
the thing to me about it is legalizing it across the board, legalizing the ability to grow your own because the prices are so high
Oh yeah, they
that
really are.
only the wealthy would have it at their disposal. And the thing is, it has been shown that it has cancer curing properties. We know that it removes pain and suffering. There is links to helping to stabilize blood sugar for diabetics. I mean, you're talking serious
Yeah.
threat to big pharma. And the
Oh,
way that I see it being legalized is that you have to purchase it at these particular places, and the prices are off the wall expensive, leaving people without health care again out in the dust. So legalize being able to grow your own.
oh
That's what I
yeah.
want.
Oh man,
You know,
it's
let's
that would
just
be
stop the
amazing.
greed and just start being
Yeah.
people
I
again.
know that's the only reason why it's not legal is because they can't make money off the taxes. I mean, it's stupid, and they really can because what Colorado made like what 6 million in profit last year.
Yeah,
6 million. Do you know what that can do for a community? Do you know what that could do for a place where you live? I mean, that's like incredible.
yeah,
Out
I
of my
agree.
blows my mind. And I feel like music does have a political side to it. I don't usually get involved because I believe that politics should be kept hush hush, and it's a very personal thing. But when it comes to something like marijuana, then I mean that's like blatantly just ridiculous. I'm willing. Seriously, I would. I mean, I would go to jail for it. And I told David, I said, if I get arrested for pot, let me go. Don't get mad at me for it. I'm like, it's what I stand for.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yes.
you gotta let it happen.
Well, if more people stand up, I think it's the only way. Just to be
Oh,
totally free. It shouldn't be
yeah.
an issue. I don't think we should drive under the influence of anything. But
Oh, yeah, me
man,
neither.
people are more dangerous driving under the influence of prescription medication that they've
True.
either taken wrong or it's having an interaction than we've got bigger issues than when it comes to driving under the influence. That's a very wide spectrum, and it's not just alcohol, it's not just marijuana, it's under the influence of anything. we should not
Yeah,
be driving because
I
we
agree with
are
that.
operating a lethal weapon when we drive.
That's true.
And that speaks to personal responsibility and owning that. And I think we all should. But outside of that, leave people alone.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. It's, we worry about it on the road, I'm just like, well, we'll just never have it on us while we're moving, while we're traveling, let's
Right.
not be stupid. Like we talked to the whole crew about it. We are a drug-free band, but we love to smoke herb.
Right. Well, drugs are made in a laboratory in test tubes. They're not grown out in the backyard.
Yeah. I read there's this special edition out on for Rolling Stone, and it was really touching to hear the views of Bob Marley. It's all about him, and if you read it, you just really. I mean, I was on the plane when I read it on my way to New York. It really touched my heart. Like I was getting really emotional on the plane because it was just he really nailed it on the head. He was saying how herb is it's marijuana is not a drug, it's an herb, and when you smoke it, it's a spiritual thing. It's not about, and even if it was, but he just painted it in such a beautiful way.
Mm,
It was so inspiring. I mean, and I feel like any aspiring musician or anybody who just kind of understands what he's about should totally, definitely read that Rolling Stone special limited edition. I got it at an airport. It is incredible. So touching.